Luffy vs Kizaru is finally here, and it's about to be one of the most important fights in all of One Piece. Hello guys, it's Joyboy and we're back with another video. Today we're gonna talk about the latest chapter of One Piece, 1092. A really incredible chapter which was centralized in Egghead, but also showed us what happened around the world a day before the current events. In this video, we'll go over what's happening in the chapter by first analyzing the fights Kuma vs Akainu, then Luffy vs Kizaru, explain each of their powers, and most importantly talk about what's going to happen later in Egghead. Like and subscribe to support my channel. Follow my IG and TikTok for more content, and without further ado, let's get started. At first, we have Kuma attacking the Holy Land of Marijua, using the Ursus Shock attack to free himself from the guards surrounding him. As we know from Thriller Bark, the Ursus Shock has a really wide range of attack, so the Celestial Dragons got hurt, which shows how OP Kuma is. But suddenly, Akainu appears and blocks his way. Some things just don't make sense in One Piece. How are these weaklings bossing around Akainu and shitting on him like he isn't the Chief Admiral? That moment was really funny to me, honestly. Seeing Akainu getting shitted on is always the best feeling. But anyways, Akainu then went ahead and asked him, but most importantly questioning himself too about what Kuma must be doing in Marijua. And of course, Kuma wouldn't respond, so he went straight attacking him, taking half of his face off. Remember with his attack Meiho, meaning Hellhound in English, he was able to attack Whitebeard in Marineford and take half of his face off too. So it's really not surprising or amazing, I should say, to see Akainu put that much damage on Kuma using the same attack. He's stronger than him, Kuma is not conscious, and he was not able to defend himself too. It's really sad to see him that way given how powerful he should have been, serving Dragon as a right-hand man. I can't wait to know everything surrounding this character, honestly. Akainu seems to know some things about Kuma, as he thought of when he freed Bonnie, Kuma's daughter, from the Blackbeard pirates in the New World when he was facing off Kuma in this chapter, which is maybe the reason why he let him go, cause knowing Akainu and his extreme justice, he wouldn't even let him go, or at least he would have followed him. I strongly believe Kuma's original destination was Egghead, and since the Revolutionary Army's headquarters was in the first half of Grand Line, he had to of course crash the Red Line as he's not conscious, then try to go over the wall to get to the New World where Egghead is located. Now the question is Akainu going to follow him to Egghead? The Marines and the world government deployed their forces there, 30,000 soldiers in 100 ships, including 20 battleships, but knowing the Straw Hats now, a Yonko crew, the forces deployed there won't be enough even if they have Kizaru, Rob Lucci, or Saint Garcia on their side. So Akainu might be of great help if he pulls up. But anyways, I can't wait to see what's going to happen in this arc.
進む先々で同行者を増やし、エースのもとに走るルフィ。だがその前に監獄所長マゼランが立ちはだかる。
Now let's talk about the next part of the chapter. Back to Egghead, we have the fight Kizaru vs Luffy, which started last chapter. Luffy goes Snake Man, started attacking, then Kizaru said, "You certainly the man who defeated Kaido." These are really strong words, especially it's coming from an admiral, which makes me think there was definitely an off-screen where Luffy showed him his true powers. When Luffy was attacking in Snake Man, Kizaru was using his two hands to block the attacks, and also using his light abilities to his advantage to blind Luffy from seeing clearly. That was a really smart move from Kizaru, to be honest. IQ is really important when it comes to 1v1s because even though you might be weaker, you can use your intelligence to your advantage and surprise your opponent. So that's when Kizaru flew very far from Luffy and at the speed of light attacked Luffy. And again, like I said, IQ is really important here. What Kizaru did here is, even though he's made of light, he doesn't have light speed right when he starts using it. It takes him some time to transform, so he blinded Luffy going very far from him too and attacked at the speed of light to really be able to put that much damage on him. Kizaru's attack was very powerful, however, Luffy has seen worse. And the part where he says, "I thought I was going to die" at the end of the chapter was not meant for Kizaru's attack, but more like he had to cross the barrier twice. And as you know, it's filled with monsters and the dome was at 100%, which he had to cross twice and overcome all the obstacles to get back to Kizaru. He certainly went Gear 5 before he grabbed Kizaru like a tacos, that's for sure. Snake Man is not the best at defense, and we saw it against Karakuri. Gear 4 has 3 forms, Bound Man for brute force, Tank Man for defense, and Snake Man for offense. While Kizaru is extremely powerful and smart, he is not going to be able to win against Luffy for so many reasons. For one, Marco rivals Kizaru, an admiral, proven by the data books, and he's a first commander, so Kizaru is not Yonko level. Whatever aspects of power Kizaru excels in, Luffy does as well. When it comes to devil fruit usage, Luffy's fruit allows him to do whatever he wants to do. Imagination is the only thing limiting him, and this devil fruit is simply way too overpowered to be contended with. When it comes to haki, Luffy's haki is stronger than that of Kizaru's from what we know so far. His armament haki is powerful enough to hurt Kaido, who has a much tougher guard than anyone we know in One Piece. He can use Ryo as well, just like Kizaru, and he has certainly refined his ability since he learned it. When it comes to observation haki, Luffy can see into the future and do it very well too. He is certainly one of the best at it and was even able to keep up with Kaido's tremendous speed. I think Oda makes the fight gradually advance to develop his characters. That's why a lot of people don't find it logical that Luffy doesn't go all out directly, but typically in these panels where Luffy gets thrown onto the robot, all this is to create emotions and hype around Kizaru, allowing Oda to introduce flashbacks and create a real identity for the Admiral, which is not a bad thing in my opinion. A long fight for the scenario, not power, because Luffy is stronger than Kizaru, and I think it's better for Oda to do that. By the way, Kizaru is really gonna go through it, now that Luffy went Gear 5th. Kaido is more of a tank than him, he's going to be screaming for help, I promise you. Luffy Gear 5 ain't no joke. The forces deployed there is not gonna be enough to hold them down, no matter where you wanna scale Saint Garcia, Lucci, or Kizaru, given the Straw Hats have Vegapunk and most of his machines on their side. Luffy is a whole Yonko level now, and his commanders Zoro and Sanji just defeated respectively a first and second commander, which scales them at least in those respective levels, so they better not mess with them. Underestimating the Straw Hats would be the worst thing to do at this moment, but let's just sit back and let Oda do his thing. All I can say is that someone really has to die by the end of this arc. Oda said that the Egghead incident is going to shock the world, so in my opinion, given how important the Elbaf arc is to the Straw Hats, they gotta be there so they can't be defeated no matter what. I strongly believe for this incident to really shock the world, it's either Kizaru or Saint Garcia that gotta die by the end of this arc. Now coming to the very end of the chapter, we got the giant's eye glowing mysteriously. Is this somehow related to Luffy going Gear 5th, or more of the Vega Force one getting destroyed? I lean on the second option more because Luffy already went Gear 5th, but we're going to see what Oda really got for us in the coming chapters. Alright, that's it for this video. Let me know of any thoughts you have in this chapter in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to support my channel by liking or even subscribing to my channel if you haven't done so. And also for your weekly One Piece chapter reviews. Anyways, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if so, subscribe to my channel and join the crew. Sayonara.